So welcome guys, Avatar Fire and Ash first reactions are here. Like I always do on this channel, I like to go through them just to get an idea of the general vibe, the thoughts, the feelings. It's worthwhile doing. I like doing this. 9 times out of 10, you know, you can kind of, I don't know, pinpoint like a general theme. And that's always interesting to me, I think, anyway. So we're going to dive into this today. Please do hit subscribe, turn those bell notifications on. Help me grow the channel. That'd be wicked. Thank you so much to all those that actually have. Because, yeah, I can't do this without you, obviously. So, anyway, first reactions. I've heard that it's long. And didn't necessarily need to be that long. And that the action is great. That's my general take home from the most that I've seen so far. But we'll have a look at these and get your thoughts as well. Before we do, are you excited for this movie? Are you looking forward to it? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'll be curious to hear. So, Dempsey Pilot? Happy to report, Avatar Fire and Ash is the best film of the franchise so far. Now, I've actually heard the opposite. It doesn't necessarily mean that what I heard was right, obviously. Jaw-dropping visuals aside, it boasts some of the best action of Cameron's career. I have heard that. I have heard that. And one of the best movie villains in years. Una Chaplin's Varang. She and Stephen Lang's chemistry set the film ablaze. There you go. Lovely play on words for the fire part there. Love it. Simon Thompson said, with Avatar Fire and Ash, master storyteller and visionary filmmaker James Cameron again delivers a hyper-real experience that is emotional and exhilarating. Repeatedly and exhaustively raising its own bar, this is an audacious feast that delivers more than anyone ordered. Germaine Lucier, Avatar Fire and Ash is so wildly, unfathomably epic, ambitious, and audacious. Is that... Have we seen that twice now? Huh. Audacious. That's a very unusual word to pick up twice. Sorry. Just, that's odd. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's a weird one. But okay. Audacious in every single way. That's a very, very specific word. Parallel thought exists. It does exist, but that's odd. You can't help but forgive that it has some noticeable flaws. It grabs you and sweeps you up in this snowball of emotion, action, and spectacle, as only James Cameron can deliver. We had this one here. This is quite mixed, actually. I'm more mixed on Avatar Fire and Ash than I was hoping to be. A visual all-timer with pitch-perfect staging that often stumbles through character arc retreads and rehashed plot points, more violent and thematic than the others, which is its greatest strength. Wish I'd loved it. Okay, that's quite a negative one, actually. Yeah, interesting. I heard that this was basically, like, it's just a child's film. You know, this is a film for children, was what I heard, by and large. Avatar Fire and Ash, an emotionally powerful, terrifically directed, and visually incredible movie with some of the most compelling storytelling and action of the series yet, building on the characters, old and new, and the world in fascinating ways. Loved it. I mean, this movie will make, like, it'll make a minimum of $1 billion. Probably $1.5 billion, maybe $2 billion. Who knows? Who knows? It will be interesting to see how it does overall, though. Because I made a video not that long ago, I think it was last week, where I was just discussing the general decline in the box office receipts for the Avatar franchise, because there has been a big decline. You know, from 1 to 2, there was a noticeable decline. Like, it did drop off from opening weekend in the States to, you know, the worldwide gross. So it will be interesting to see where this one lands, and also what it needs to do to have a sequel greenlit. Because that's the thing, right? You know, how much does this franchise realistically need to make to continue? Because they are a business first and foremost, and I think that'll be fascinating. We had this one here. Avatar Fire and Ash is a staggering achievement of movie making and an all-round phenomenal film. James Cameron raises the stakes. It's bigger, better, and more emotional than ever before. It has gorgeous visuals, thrilling characters, and it's a technical marvel. Loved it. I mean, it is, yeah. No one can argue that it will be a technical marvel. Of course it will be. This one here. Avatar Fire and Ash is the cinematic event of the year. You need to see to believe. James Cameron has delivered a massive visual masterpiece where every frame combusts with creativity and the best VFX ever put to screen. Pandora has never felt more real or emotionally resonant. It's a thunderous cinematic event. The Ash tribe is as mesmerizing as they are terrifying. Alright, I'll be intrigued to see how terrifying they are. James Cameron once again reshapes what's possible on screen, unveiling some of the most breathtaking visuals of the decade. I mean, these are well, that would imply that this is better than the first one, because this is like a decade-old franchise, but alright. While it struggles to juggle all of its characters and feels repetitious, Avatar Fire and Ash is strongest when it's interrogating faith in the face of grief. I adored it whenever it's focused on the conflict with the Ash people. Goes without saying, it's visually superb. Sean Chandler says, Avatar Fire and Ash isn't better or worse than the previous two. Visually stunning, with big sweeping emotions and a massive third act that's satisfying. But also a story which feels familiar. If you like the first two, you'll like it. If you're skeptical, this won't change your mind. Makes sense. I mean, I thought the first 1 and 2 were basically the same story, but, you know. I'm not. I don't like this franchise that much, but I'm not being nasty. I'm just giving the thoughts. And I said it's going to make $1 billion. It made $2 billion, whatever. Avatar Fire and Ash, 3 films in, James Cameron still has the sauce, making the epic spectacular feel emotionally impactful and glorious saga. Bold, brilliant, awesome in every way. This is what movie theatres were built for. Payakan is still my fave, but Varang is the MVP. How do you remember these names, man? I thought a lot of these names were like largely forgettable. Zoom in for you. It's an overwhelming and exhausting amount of movie that may test the patience of its audience. Yeah, it's like 2 hours, 45 minutes or something. It's a long time. Which I don't hate long movies. I really like Blade Runner 2049, but yes, that's a long movie. But the cinematic wow factor is still undeniable. Breathtaking, explosive sequences that remind you nobody does blockbuster filmmaking better. There you go. I mean, what else do you say? You know, this movie was going to do well. It is going to do well. I've heard it's more of a kids' movie than anything else. I heard it doesn't really expand much of the sci-fi, and it's much more safe than anything, which I think is a shame. You know, you could do a lot with this world, but apparently they don't. So there you go. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.